When I say who's the master, you say show no.
Hey, what is up, my DC Nation brethren? This is Showing Up the King, the one and only, and I'm here to bring you the review for the now coming back, finally, after 5 freaking months, Young Justice Invasion, Season 2, Episode 8, titled Satisfaction. And man, oh man, was this episode satisfactory. But no, yeah, this episode was fantastic. I'm not even gonna play games. I'm not gonna sit here and let you guys hold and wait in anticipation for my score. The episode was fantastic. Like I said, now it would have been really hard for this episode to be bad because when you've been waiting 5 months for one of your favorite TV shows to come back on, whatever they deliver, they're gonna deliver it. But again, enough of the fanboyism. Let's jump into this review because I know you guys need this, and I needed it too. This episode centered around Roy, the non-clone Roy, Speedy. He is recovering in the hospital. As you all know, last season, last episode, he was found, and they finally found him with his arm cut off. Luthor did it. We know the deal. Alright, but before I get into the main meat and bones of this episode, there were a couple of little side stories going on, and I completely forgot that Artemis, her fake death, the rest of the team still thinks she's really dead. And like that, like to me, is just like wow. Like it just really set in. So, we have everybody at the Hall of Justice or the Young Justice Mountain, and they actually have their own, I guess, makeshift memorial in the basement. And which actually is funny is that there were 3 statues down there. There was one for the original Blue Beetle. There was one for Tula, which was Aqualad's girlfriend. And then there was one for who looked like was Robin. And for those who didn't realize, there was another Robin that was Jason Todd, who was killed by the Joker with a crowbar. And I just thought it was a really nice homage to Jason Todd to put him in there to show that yes, he was there, he did die, and it happened. So right now we still have the original Robin, Dick Grayson, and we also have the other younger one, and then we have, of course, Batgirl and Batman. So yeah, Nightwing. So that happens, and then we get a little small monologue between Impulse and the other new Blue Beetle. They had their little thing going on, nothing really big. And then we also go with Connor. He's actually in college now, and he has some random girl come up to him, and they're having a little dialogue, and she asks him how old he is, and he says he's 6, which means he's technically 6 as a clone, but his real body age is like 22 or whatever the case may be. And they had their little moment as well. And then Morgan, she hooks up with the rest of the girls from the other superhero teams, and I think her name is Cannonball, if I'm not mistaken. She's actually getting ready to get married, and they're having her little shower or what have you. So that whole thing goes down, and but the meat and bones, like I said, of the episode was with Roy. Roy is in the hospital bed. He's recovering. Green Arrow and the other Red Arrow they're trying to console him and let him understand what happened to him. And he's very pissed off. And again, they all know that he knows it was Luthor. So of course, he proceeds to escape. And of course, he's going after Luthor. It's simple math. I'm going to get revenge. That's the only thing that's going to give me satisfaction. So he breaks into one of the Green Arrow facilities to get stocked up on weaponry. And I gotta admit, there is going to be a show coming on the CW. It's actually going to be on there next weekend, and definitely look out because I'm going to be reviewing this show. It's going to be called Arrow. It's almost like Smallville, but it's starring Green Arrow, and it's going to be a whole series based on him. The early reviews that I've heard from it looks like it's going to be a great show, and it's going to have a lot of DC villains in it. So look out for my review on that. But enough shameless plugging. Let's get back to the review. So they catch up to him. He escapes, of course, and he goes after Luthor. Now, of course, Luthor is a genius. He knows that Roy escaped, and he knows he's going to be coming after him, so he's always prepared. One of the highlights of the episode, there's a scene where Roy's on the other side of an opposite building, and he pulls out a grenade launcher and shoots it at Luthor's building. And of course, it's just like, I'm thinking that this is going to bounce off the window, but it totally decimates the whole presidential level. And the only thing that saved Luthor was his desk. So him and his I guess I'd say his assistant slash butler, Marcy, they all escape and they're running down to the parking lot level. And then there's like a 5 to 10 minute battle between Red Arrow, I'm sorry, not Red Arrow, Roy, Speedy, and keep calling him Speedy. Yeah, and Marcy. And Marcy, of course, she has this robotic arm. And again, this is nothing new. Way back in the very first Superman in the animated series, she had that same laser cannon on her arm, and she's basically a living weapon. So, she's shooting at Roy. There were like at least 100 cars in that parking lot. And by the end of this battle, there were probably maybe like 2 or 3 that were still left alone, that were left standing. Like, the battle was epic. And that's what I missed about Young Justice. And that's what I missed about American cartoons in general. It's just that raw action that you get that's still realistic. And Young Justice definitely delivered this episode. I was amazed. So overall, I'm saying I'm gonna give this episode a 4.5 out of 5. It was near flawless. Towards the end of the episode, of course, Roy had an option to kill Luthor or not kill Luthor. He had this briefcase that he brought with him, and when he pulled out that briefcase, I already knew what it was. It was going to be one or two things. Either going to be money, or it's going to be an arm. And again, it was an arm. It was a robotic arm. That's the same reason why I guess the writers of this episode, they showed that Marnie had her robotic arm, because I guess they just wanted to show you exactly what a robotic arm could do. And for God's sakes, it was the same arm that Roy was missing that she was using it on. So of course, Luthor gave him a proposition. He was like, look, you can either have your revenge or you can have satisfaction. And of course, Roy thinking to himself, well, hell, this is a robotic arm. I'm going to take that. Thank you, Luthor. You get to live for now. Peace out. So, and that's kind of how the episode ended. Roy is no longer known as Speedy. He is now known as Arsenal. And again, if you guys haven't noticed Arsenal, he is a badass. Look him up on Google. But again, like I said, that was the episode. Like I said, in juncture, this episode was just fantastic. There's not a lot of analytical stuff to go over right now, because this episode was kind of like a one-shot, meaning when one-shots are where they don't necessarily have anything to do with the main the main story, the arc of the story, which is an alien invasion. Now, we didn't get any word on that, which probably will be rectified next episode. This was just a one-off to explain what was going on with Speedy, and we got introduced into a new hero. So overall, like I said, this episode was fantastic. But now it's time for you guys to, let's get this discussion started. What did you think about the episode? Are you thumbs up and excited that Young Justice is back? Just let me know in the comment section below. Definitely subscribe to my channel. And this is Showing Up the King. Oh, before I go, look out for another video I'm getting ready to drop. It's going to be based off the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show that starts today. Yeah, this is an action-packed Saturday, people. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the newest show. Let's see if it's going to make it. But again, like I said, also check out my review for the newest Batman movie that just released, which is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. It's an animated series an animated movie that just came out by DC. And it's going to be, just check out my channel. You'll find it there as well. Show Up the King. You know what it is. Have a great day.